factual and well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work, you have put us to the wall. We are not just slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Thank you everyone for joining us here on Global Television. It's a great Monday, first working day of the week, and it's a privilege to be here on the program. More importantly though, it's a blessing to be alive. Somebody once said there's no better time to be alive than now. And again, we say welcome to Global Morning. We're live in Abuja, that is the very capital of Nigeria. I am Uyi Agmofwegwe, and then of course there's my colleague Queen Agaba on the show as well.
Good morning, good morning. It's good to see you this beautiful Monday morning.
Me too.
And you look dapper, you look ready for the week ahead.
I don't have a choice because I believe your Monday starts on Friday. Maybe that's basically the training in our line of work. All right, so I had to be a bit more intentional about the weekend. Didn't have to cross the line, as it were, in terms of knowing that yes, much as I want to relax and unwind a little the weekend, even though I had to work on Saturday as well. But then I also realized that there must be a balance between how you want to relax and also getting ready for the week ahead of you.
Absolutely, and I'm enthusiastic about the week ahead. It's been a beautiful weekend. Of course, I had just Sunday to relax and unwind.
Great.
I did work on Saturday as well, but you know, it's always a fresh start on Monday. It's on Monday is where you set the pace for the rest of the week. Even though some people like you begin from Friday, and then we get to talk about, you know, Nigeria's economy as always, as we do here, talk about innovations and all that is happening within the political and economic space. And quite a number of things have happened in the course of the weekend. We see the U.S. election, Joe Biden stepping down and, you know, endorsing Kamala Harris, and Nigeria's economy, talking about the food, the trucks of foods that were circulated. I saw in the papers this morning where...
You got your bag of rice now?
I haven't yet. I wanted to ask if it's gotten to you yet. And it was reported that those trucks are yet to arrive in states, I beg your pardon, and people are beginning to question, where is this food coming from? Where are the trucks of rice coming from? Is it from Nigeria or, you know, Saudi Arabia? Because how long will it take if they've been released already? So the opinions out there is that it has never worked before. What is the assurance that it will work now? I mean, in terms of circulation and all that, but has it really never worked when we talk about these palliatives being circulated appropriately? Okay,
here's the thing. For starters, you realize that palliative would work. I didn't say has worked. Would work if there's sincerity. You see, how you get started out is a factor. First, is the government sincere about what it wants to do? I'm not just talking about this instant case. I'm talking generally about initiatives such as this. The second is, can the federal government do it alone? No. That's the reason you see once the news broke during the week it was made very clear that it will be dispersed to all 36 states plus the FCT. And the numbers were very clear, all right? The second thing is you're asking yourself, what exactly are the modalities put in place to distribute? Because this is not just going to happen at the snap of fingers. At least it's not an Nollywood movie, with due respect, right? So the question is, what will be the distribution channels? We've seen this kind of thing happen before, and it was one rowdy session after another. In between, you're hearing about how one political party chieftain is using the resources as a means of compensating his supporters, the boys, you know, his cronies, and so on and so forth. So I think that's what it has been. That's on the one hand. However, on the other hand, we also need to understand that there's a process to these things. So federal government comes out today and announces a palliative initiative. We shouldn't expect that it's just going to happen the next morning. There must have been a process in place. So that distribution would take maybe a few days, as it were. I mean, depending on what exactly, again, like I mentioned earlier, the modalities are. Remember that this whole thing does not stop in front of the federal government, your states as well. So the question is, by the time it eventually gets to all 36 states plus the federal capital territory, are we still going to be dragging, so to speak, the federal government? Are we not supposed to go to our respective states and ask questions, which means that the government must also take responsibility for providing vital information when necessary. So don't keep people in the dark, because that's the problem government has always had, particularly the last 8 years of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Damage would have been done before you come out and then share information about that issue. At that point, you are no longer informing Nigerians. You're struggling amongst yourselves. I mean, those who are the media handlers of the president now, to do damage control when you had ample opportunity, robust chance to have come out to set the record straight. So if you have issues, for example, because no system is perfect anywhere in the world, if you came out with pure intention to say, let's ease the pain, and that's why we're rolling out this initiative, or palliative as we call it now, and then you run into some hurdles or obstacles, it's only natural that you also come out again to say, look, this is what we had planned. However, we'll run into these hitches, and these are also efforts we are making to ensure that we resolve them as quickly as possible and then move on to the next. But no, government would always do that. Government waits for damage to have been done, and then you see the president's handlers coming out to explain several things. Meanwhile, the social media is already abuzz and agog with fake news and assumptions and speculations and what have you. And trust me, by nature, members of the public will form opinions, sometimes even convictions, on the basis of those things they see on social media. So I think, on the final note, this is an amazing opportunity for the government, whether state, federal, or local, to do right by the people.
Absolutely. You know, you mentioned about speculations and rumors. Just this morning, while the paper was saying that these palliatives are yet to arrive, someone beside me was saying that it has been siphoned already. And it's contrary
again,
to
we
what
can't verify that.
We can't verify that. And the person was saying, the person, now these are speculations already, because the paper is reporting that these items are yet to arrive. And then you are saying that it has been siphoned already, these bags of rice has been siphoned already. So if we don't get proper and adequate information from the government, definitely rumors are bound to abound, and you know, speculations, and people will just, you know, make up stories. And their making up stories would be on the basis of what has happened before. Take, for instance, the COVID-19 palliatives, where a lot of them were hoarded, and we see people bustling into store and warehouses to, you know, get these items out. So we want to see transparency in the process of the distribution of these bags of rice in different states. And we want to see clarity. We want to know the local government, those who are going to be in charge, how people are going to, you know, collate to get these bags of rice. And then we want to see actual people get this rice in their communities and all of that, so that we can see that we can see a transparent process and, you know, a fair process for all Nigerians.
Agreed. Talking about being fair, I think it's also natural that we should talk about food for a minute. Yesterday, Juma and I were here, and one of the things we did was to watch how Chung Anamel did something very pleasant on taste and texture, and we would like you to see that in a minute, but just to let you also know that while you try these things out, we would like you to share your experiences, or feedback with us, all right, using any of our handles across social media platforms, Global TV NG, so we know exactly how these tips are impacting your culinary skills. All right, so let's join Chung Aname now as she brings us taste and texture.
factual and well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okere tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point, this is business.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more, all on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet events to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chung Annabelle Joseph on Global Television.
Without further ado, let's get started. For this recipe, I'll be using 3 cups of jasmine rice. In Nigeria, we use the tuwo shinkafa rice to make masa. And to me, for this recipe, the closest one to that is the jasmine rice. 2 tablespoons of powdered milk, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You can use any vegetable oil of your choice, and you will need a pancake pan. I'll be dropping a link of where I got this from in the description box, and if you don't have this, you can use a small fry pan as well. I will start by taking And I'll go ahead to transfer the rest of the rice into a bigger bowl, and I'll be adding water, and this is room temperature water. I will stir. I will cover and leave it to soak overnight. You can do it for 6 hours, that is fine. And this is the next morning. And the rice is soaked, it's very soft now, and it's going to be very easy for the blender to blend. And I'll go ahead to wash the rice, and I'll be right back. And the rice is washed. And this is the other rice I took out earlier on. I have washed it already. I'll add some water and put it on the stove top to cook for about 15 or 20 minutes, or until the rice is soft. And here is the rice. The rice is cooked already. Next, I will transfer the soaked rice into my blender. Add a little bit of water, not too much water, and I will blend it till it is very smooth. So the rice is smooth, and this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to be adding the cooked rice, and I'll blend it just a little bit, not too smooth again. And you can also use the cooked rice without blending it, just add it like that. Some people do that, but I like to blend mine a little bit because my kids are going to be eating it so that they can enjoy it. And I'll be adding a teaspoon of sugar to do that, and warm water. Now go ahead, whisk it together, and I will leave that to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. So here is the blended rice, you can see, and you can still notice a little bit of the cooked rice in it, and this is the consistency that we are going for. I'll add in the sugar, salt, powder milk, and the proof yeast, and I'll go ahead and whisk it very well. If it's too thick, you can adjust, add a little bit of water at this stage, but this is the perfect consistency for masa. And I will cover it and leave it to rise for about 35 to 40 minutes. And this is 40 minutes later, and the rice has doubled in size. I will go ahead to weigh some air into that, and it's time to start making masa. So here I have the pan on the stove top already, and I'll be adding just a drop of olive oil into each of the holes. You can also use a brush to do this as well. Add in the blended rice. And I want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you all so much. And if you are not subscribed already, please subscribe and put on the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload video. And once it's cooked on each side, I will go ahead and flip it with my skewer. So when it's cooked, you will notice it's brown. If it's not brown, you will leave it to cook some more. And once they are ready, I will take them out of the pan. And I will repeat the process till I am done. and they are ready, and I will take out the next batch as well. And here is the masa. Winner is ready. And masa is usually enjoyed with mian taushe or with suya spices, and I like to have mine with suya spices. And this is what it looks like inside, and it was super delicious. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Remain blessed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Well, again, we had to just remind you of how that masa itself can be an interesting delicacy to make for those of us who have tasted. I mean, I got my own baptism late last year, and again, I had some sort of reenactment, if you like, yesterday evening, and it was great. The only difference was yesterday's one came with some goat's cuts. Good cuts. With it, yes. So it was a way to start the evening.
But it's pretty interesting to know that you didn't have masa, until late last year.
Yeah, you know, because I moved up to north just a little over a year ago, so I'm still trying to learn my way around here, the food and everything else in between.
I'm tempted to ask what the predominant food was for you where you were, but masa was a delight for me, particularly growing up, and it wasn't like I was in the north. I was in Lagos. But maybe because of where I was, so we always looked forward to having masa in the evenings, and then we had this woman that makes it so nicely. Although I wasn't familiar with the soup, you know, even up till now. So I just rather have it with the pepper, the yaji, and all that. And I really love masa. So welcome to the club, and I hope that you enjoyed it.
Yes, would there be a party for me by way of welcoming me?
And I'm tempted to ask, what was the predominant food for you then?
Oh, okay. First, let's set the record straight. I was born and raised in Benin, in Edo State, right? So we do swallow a lot, whether it's pounded yam, whether it's eba or fufu. We do all of those a lot. So those really worked for me. But growing up, it was more of yam and beans. I loved that a lot. But as I grew a bit older, I became yam and sweet potato, right? So I loved all of those. And, these were the influences, I mean, talking about food options that I had, growing up. But now that I've left the South and I've moved up north, I'm being reorientated, as it were, to understand that there's life beyond home.
True, there's life beyond home.
Right.
I know masa, I really loved masa, and then I got incorporated into the Okpa family. Little after my secondary school, and then I started to like it, and
I've seen you eat that a few times, but again, I've been procrastinating. I've told myself a few times lately that I'd like to try it out. I still haven't done that. It turns out on my way to work this morning, I saw a lady who normally sells it not very far from my place. And I'm telling myself, hold on a second, is it not high time you tried this thing? But I want to set, a challenge for myself to try it out no later than Wednesday.
You should try it. I'm a sucker
so
for
hold me to account.
I would hold you to account, and then we'll have to give our viewers feedback as to how it went. But one thing I've come to understand about me is that I am in love with our Nigerian delicacies. And not just that, I'm open to trying new foods, new things, and I think that's what I love about myself. I've met a couple of people who say they have sensitive stomachs, and they try as much as they can not to eat just anything that they come across because of how sensitive their stomach is. But I'm really grateful that I can try out new things. I look forward to experimenting foods, different foods, and all that. And if I don't like it, I don't think I've seen a food that I can categorically say that I can't eat just yet. But if I don't like it, I'll just maybe leave it. But I would still keep on trying. I love African salads, okpa, our Nigerian
African salad would be abacha, right?
Yes, I love it. And then I love the masa. And then our very amala and ewedu soup. Oh, I love it. I still don't believe how people say that they can't eat amala and ewedu. And I'm like, this is such a delight. How?
Maybe
Do we have people who don't like amala?
They've not tried. They don't know some of us have special spots where we get to do amala, and I'm not big on the wedu, but I'm a huge fan of okra and amala. Yes.
Amala and okra.
Yes.
I can't think of a better dough than amala and wedu.
Well, you see, that's why they say different strokes for different foods. But the orishi part for me is the height. Of course, I don't want to go into the details of orishi. I think they say the taste of the pudding is in the eating. All right. So, but again, Africa is amazingly blessed with foods.
Absolutely. Africa is, that's the most we can take on the food conversation. Tomorrow, we'll see what we have on taste and texture and would inform our breakfast idea. But we'll take a quick break now, and when we return, we'll bring you the highlights of the news making waves. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Time waits for no man, or so they said. That's why you set goals and set your minds to achieving them. Because somehow you believe that one day your time will come. So through the highs and the lows, the good days and the not so great ones, you never stop thriving, hustling, and showing up. Because you know, even if tomorrow is not guaranteed, at least you've got control over today. But it's not enough to believe it. You've got to live it too, with the right partner by your side, providing you with all the support you need to forge ahead, and reminding you that now it's your time, not tomorrow, today. Today is yours to create greatness, to achieve your dreams, to reach your goals. And with FCMB, today is yours in every way. FCMB, my bank and I.
And well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the Global AM News on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. We would like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. As part of efforts to ensure food security and stimulate economic growth across Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu has launched the Yobe State Agricultural Empowerment Program in Damaturu, the state's capital. The initiative, which includes the provision of agricultural machinery and implements, was part of a broader national strategy to revolutionize Nigeria's agricultural sector. Speaking during the launch of the program, President Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said the program is at the heart of his administration's ongoing efforts to enhance food security, create jobs, and diversify Nigeria's economy through agriculture. President Tinubu, in a statement by the media aide of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwocha, stressed the critical role of agriculture in national development and security, saying food is the center of security in every society. President Bola Tinubu has extended his heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Vietnam over the passing of General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong, the former leader of Vietnam. In a statement issued by his special advisor in media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, President Tinubu commiserated with the widow of the late leader, Madam Ngo Thi Man, and expressed profound sympathy over the loss. He acknowledged the significant influence and efforts of the deceased leader in shaping Vietnam and assured the people of Vietnam of Nigeria's solidarity during this time of grief. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to hold Nigeria's state governors, their deputies, and others to account over cases of electoral violence, bribery, vote buying, and conspiracy during the chaotic 2023 general elections. In an unprecedented verdict, the court ordered the commission to ensure the appointment of independent counsel to investigate cases of electoral violence and other electoral offenses against state governors and their deputies during last year's general elections. The House of Representatives Joint Committee on Finance and Petroleum Resources, Upstream, has vowed to deal with oil companies that fail to participate in the ongoing investigation of the loss of $60 billion inflated cash calls by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited joint venture agreements. The Renewed Hope Youth Alliance, representing the conscientious and patriotic youth of Nigeria, has issued a stern warning against participating in the upcoming protest. The group alleged that the planned protest is a ploy to cause further destabilization of the country. The group said, as young Nigerians committed to peace, stability, and progress, that they categorically reject the treasonous motives behind the planned demonstrations. The group reminded Nigerians that they, in 2023, elected President Tinubu to drive the affairs of the country, adding that the president's government is barely 19 months. The group appealed to Nigerians to give Tinubu the needed opportunity to drive needed change in the country. The acting managing director and chief executive officer of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, will address key energy professionals and other government officials on the agency's current drive towards delivering clean and reliable electricity across Nigeria. Aliyu, who has confirmed his participation at the conference, will take audience through World Bank-approved Nigeria Distributed Access through Renewable Energy Scale-Up Project. The Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, has summoned the contractor responsible for the project at the Ningi Fistula Center in Maiduguri, the headquarters of the Commission, seeking answers regarding the progress and status of the project. The Commission's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mohammed Al-Khali, issued the directive during an inspection visit to the Ningi Fistula Center project site. He queried the contractor for allegedly failing to meet the structure's specifications noting that there is a need for the contractor to report to the NEDC headquarters in Maiduguri to provide detailed explanations for the project delays and to rectify any anomalies. Katsina State Government has announced plans to partner with both foreign and indigenous companies to establish independent power plants for domestic and industrial use. General Manager of the State Rural Electricity Board, Abubakar Matazu, stated that the power plant, once established, will generate electricity to ensure constant power supply, benefiting both households and industrial growth. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center has condemned the recent removal of Senator Ali Ndume as the Senate's chief whip, accusing the upper legislative chamber under Godswill Akpabio's leadership of stifling dissent voices and undermining democratic representation. In a statement signed by its executive director, Awal Musa Rafsanjani, the center alleged that Ndume's removal demonstrates a trend of silencing senators and preventing them from voicing the concerns of the Nigerian people whom they are elected to serve, likening such to autocracy. The youth wing of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Plateau State has urged President Bola Tinubu to intervene in the crisis rocking the State House of Assembly. In a press statement signed by its coordinator in Jos, the state capital, Gwalson Mushak, the youth demanded the prompt swearing-in of APC House of Assembly members. The group also called for action regarding the replacement of Senator Simon Lalong, who resigned as the Minister of Labour. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has confirmed that 19 crew members on a drilling rig escaped death following a fire outbreak at the facility at Ajakba Field located in oil mining lease 90 offshore in Delta State. Head of Public Relations of the agency, Osage Edward, who made the confirmation in a statement, says the agency had launched an investigation into the cause of the incident. The Seme Area Command of Nigeria Immigration Service says it has received 66 trafficked Nigerians from Ghana. The 66 trafficked Nigerians arrived at the Seme Krake Joint Border Post Office of Immigration with 59 women, children, and 7 young men among the 66 returnees. The area controller of Seme Command of the service, Abdullahi Adamu, noted that the rescue efforts were in collaboration with Nigeria's High Commissioner in Ghana. A senior advocate of Nigeria and former General Secretary of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Afam Osigwe, has emerged as the president-elect in the association's 2024 election. The 2024 NBA election was held online with voting starting at 12 a.m. on Saturday and ending at 11:59 p.m. As of the final compilation at 12:40 a.m. on Sunday, Osigwe secured 20,435 votes, defeating his closest rival, chairman of the NBA Institute of Continuing Legal Education Governing Council, Tobina Erojikwe, who garnered 10,998 votes. The Nigeria police say in the last 6 weeks, they have arrested 307 armed robbery suspects, 296 kidnapping suspects, 301 homicide suspects, 176 rape and defilement suspects, and 204 suspected cultists, force public relations officer. Assistant Commissioner of Police Olumuyiwa Adejobi stated this while parading 35 suspects arrested by the Force Intelligence Department and Intelligence Response Team in Abuja. Kikia Lomo Okere has reports.
The Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Muyiwa Adejobi, says they recovered 284 firearms, 6,702 ammunitions of various calibers, 107 vehicles, and rescued 97 victims. Adejobi highlighted the progress made in the force effort to combat crime in Nigeria. We attributed the successes to the implementation of policies and anti-crime strategies by the Inspector General of Police, which have been paying off.
In the last 6 weeks, the Nigerian Police Force has arrested 307 armed robbery suspects, 296 kidnapping suspects, 301 homicide suspects, 176 rape through defilement suspects, 204 suspected cultists, and we've been able to recover 284 firearms, 6,702 ammunition of various calibers, and 107 vehicles, and we were able to rescue 97 victims of kidnapping.
Adejobi revealed an 11-man gang syndicate who were arrested in connection with stealing and receiving stolen items. Attesting to the crime, Mustafa Usman, the son of a retired uniform officer, says their group specializes in visiting construction sites and stealing metals and rods used in the construction. They are also involved in receiving and selling stolen electrical products and household appliances.
No, I raised it inside my room. I'm not just wearing it. I'm not wearing it.
But you call yourself soldier.
Well, that's why they call you soldier. Why did you choose the name soldier and you are not a soldier? No, the time they arrested me, they have already used to call me with this name, soldier. No, it's only me that they arrested. Yes, for sub-target, they contrast the uniform with me.
The Nigerian Police Force under the present leadership has been committed to executing its statutory mandate as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of.
The parade of suspects serves as a testament to the force's dedication to ensuring public safety and security in Nigeria. Items recovered include 284 firearms, 6,702 ammunition of various calibers, 107 vehicles, 1 AK-47 with magazines, sledgehammer, carjack, among others. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The House of Representatives Joint Committee investigating the arbitrary increase of cement prices in the country has blamed the laxity and inefficiency of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission for the high cost of the commodity. The Commission has also requested documents on the cost of production from major manufacturers of cement to ascertain if the production cost justifies the high price of the commodity in the market. It noted that the companies should provide details of all imported components for the production of cement and their prices from 2020 to date. The committee further demanded that the companies should also provide details of local components for the production of cement and their prices in naira and dollars, if any, in the period under review. The federal government, through the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, will spend an estimated sum of 45 billion naira and free conversion of 30,000 commercial transport vehicles within the next 90 days. After the first park-to-park CNG conversion rally in Kaduna, where 100 conversion kits were distributed free of charge to commercial transport workers, another 150 kits were distributed to members of the transport unions in Lagos. The presidential initiative targets commercial vehicles with partners in various states with a target to convert 250,000 vehicles per year. Nigerians have called out the chief executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Authority, Farouk Ahmed, for saying the diesel produced by the $20 billion Dangote refinery is inferior to the ones imported into the country. It appears Ahmed incurred the wrath of Nigerians who accuse him of trying to demarcate the refinery owned by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. Ahmed had told the Dangote refinery that the federal government would not stop the importation of petroleum products, saying Nigeria cannot depend on one refinery to feed the nation. The agency also said the diesel from Dangote refinery contains a high sulfur content, about 1,000 parts per million. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, says the nationwide onslaught of the federal government against illegal mining has gathered momentum with the arrest of several suspects allegedly involved in the illegal mining of gold in Yagba East local government area in Kogi State. He stated that the operation carried out by the mining marshals in Iye-Odogbe, Isanlu community of the local government area, involved dislodging illegal miners whose activities have prevented lawfully authorized miners with licenses covering 4 cadastral units from accessing the site for 16 years. Kiki Alomo Okere has details.
The Minister of Solid Mineral Development, Dele Adake, says reports indicate that the nefarious activities have gone unhindered for over 20 years. The well-coordinated operations led by Commander Mining Marshal ACC Atta John Onoja resulted in the arrest of 7 suspects heading different groups of illegal miners in the area. Following the successful operations, site workers were given 5 days to completely vacate the site as operations to effectively secure the areas and ensure it is fully recovered for lawful mining activities to commence. It could be recalled that a similar operation was carried out recently by the mining marshal in Umonochi local government area of Abia State, leading to the arrest of 8 Chinese nationals and a Nigerian suspected to be involved in illegal mining. The trial of the suspects commenced last week at the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, and they were remanded in Kuje Prison until adjourned date. The Ministry of Solid Mineral Development, under the leadership of Dele Alake, says it is committed to fight the menace of illegal mining headlong and bring culprits to book. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
You're watching the news, Global News AM News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the Global AM News returns, Joe Biden bows to pressure, steps down from U.S. presidential race as he endorses Vice President Kamala Harris for Democratic Party nomination. We'll bring you this and other stories right after this break. Do stay with us.
In an ever-busy world, the increasing challenge of keeping track of health matters can be extremely demanding. Follow the latest health tips and trends on Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first. Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumaine Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and a repeat every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
Global Television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV. A station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365. Where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Many thanks for staying with us. Now, if you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the AM News. On the foreign scene, United States President Joe Biden has stepped down from the presidential election. In a statement, Biden said it is his intention to seek re-election as president, but his decision to quit the race is in the interest of his party and country, promising to speak to the nation later in the week about his decision. Dozens of congressional Democrats have publicly urged the 81-year-old to step aside after his shaky debate performance last month against Republican challenger Donald Trump. Joe Biden has also announced that he is endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris as his successor for the Democratic presidential nomination. The United States Geological Survey says a 6.2 magnitude earthquake has struck Guatemala, with the tremor also felt in El Salvador and Nicaragua. No casualties or damage were however reported in the three countries. Bangladesh's top court has scrapped most of the quotas and government jobs that had sparked violent clashes across the country that have killed more than 100 people. A third of public sector jobs had been reserved for the relatives of veterans from the country's war for independence from Pakistan in 1971. However, the court has ruled just 5% of the roles can be reserved for veterans' relatives. Law Minister Anso Hook said he welcomed the verdict. It is unclear how protesters will respond, with at least one student leader calling for demonstrations to continue. In business, the federal government has announced that the first National Agricultural Land Development Authority Institute of Agribusiness and Entrepreneurship would begin operations in September this year. The Executive Secretary of Institute, Paul Ikone, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, explained that the establishment of the institute was to support the growth and development of agribusiness in Nigeria by transforming agriculture into a modern and appealing career path for the youth. He says the institute will be established in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, adding that the first Institute of Agribusiness and Entrepreneurship would begin activities in Aba, Abia State in the next 2 months. The Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria has expressed concern over the incessant building collapse in the country, stating that Nigeria cannot investigate such incidents. President of the Council, Professor Sadiq Abubakar, stated that the building collapse is not peculiar to Nigeria, but the country's inability to investigate and prosecute those responsible is a major challenge. The president of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has claimed that substandard petroleum products are being imported into the country and sold to unsuspecting Nigerians. Dangote made the claim during the visit of the leadership of the House of Representatives, led by the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas and his deputy, Benjamin Kalu, to the Dangote refinery in Lagos State. The business tycoon says there was a need for an investigation to be carried out to determine if there are some saboteurs in the oil sector or to find out if there are ulterior motives to demarcate his business. He also said the best way to determine the quality of products being imported and sold to Nigerians is by going to the filling stations and buying to test them. In sports, Nigeria's foremost polo club, El Amin, celebrated another milestone of dominance in Nigeria's scene for 29 years at the just concluded 2024 Mina Polo Tournament. The tournament, which was hosted by the Niger State government, pitched most of the biggest names in Nigerian polo, and an impressive assemblage of teams from across the country was unique in many ways. The United States came from 16 points down to avoid one of the biggest shocks in basketball history in a dramatic 101-100 victory over South Sudan in London. South Sudan led the 58-42 in the second quarter before taking a 14-point lead into the break in an Olympics warm-up game at the O2 Arena. The USA went on a 16-0 run to end the third quarter with a 5-point lead, but South Sudan battled back to go 1 point ahead with 20 seconds remaining. LeBron James hit a crucial layup to put his side ahead by 1 point with 8 seconds to go, and South Sudan not hit a late winner. That's it on the Global AM News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG, and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.
In my little chest, anytime I cough, sir, it makes a heavy sound.
Why? Daddy is coughing, Gina is coughing, so just run for cover.
Uniplex cough syrup contains ammonium chloride, diphenhydramine hydrochloride, sodium citrate, and menthol crystals to give you relief from sore throat, cold, and chesty cough.
Daddy, are we safe now?
Yeah. Uniplex cough syrup. Cage the cough.
And well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Watching Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines to explore the lasting impact of political decisions. Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point, this is business.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more, all on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet event to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chung Animal Joseph on Global Television.
In an ever-busy world, the increasing challenge of keeping track of health matters can be extremely demanding. Follow the latest health tips and trends on Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first. Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumaine Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and a repeat every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on Global Television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodu. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
Hello, children.
Gather around, let me tell you a story. Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians. We are the because
that this country gets it right.
It's the Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the Dex.
And well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Welcome back to the program. Time to turn to the papers real quick for you this morning. We have, first of all, the Punch newspaper, but then there's essentially just one headline on the front page because advertorial takes the bulk of the space on the front page of the Punch this morning. Inferior fuel, FG demands Dangote refineries, diesel reports, orders, new tests. Of course, we all know the back and forth we've seen with the Dangote refinery issue lately. Just this weekend, the founder of the Dangote Group and chairman, of course, of the group, Aliko Dangote, has said that he now wants a buyout, and you know what that means. So he's essentially saying the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited should buy him out. Obviously, the man is speaking out of frustration because he has said international oil companies are making frantic efforts to continuously frustrate his refinery from being able to get crude. All right, and that again is an allegation that the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, has vehemently denied. But we understand that there's a pretty good chance that the executive director of the NMDPRA will appear before federal legislators this morning to tell his side of the story and, more importantly, set the record straight on what exactly it is that is happening with the Dangote refinery, whether or not the federal government is hiding something about this ongoing issue, but we'll keep you posted as it progresses. Let's turn to the Guardian newspaper for you. Let's look at the front page of the Guardian this morning, where you have several stories as well. That's our second paper, the Guardian newspaper, this morning. Well, we'll get right to it on the Guardian. Big story. It says costly MPC, costly policy trade-off as FS crisis minimum wage stir fresh challenge. That's on the Guardian newspaper this morning. And then what else? Let's see other headlines for you. Says Dangote rejects monopoly claims, halts investments in steel industry. Now funds to disburse 37 billion naira students loan to 112,000 applicants this week. We're making some progress on that front, all right? Students fake abduction to receipt UTME, says JAMB. You'll find that interesting read on page 9 of today's issue of the Guardian newspaper. And then we'll bring it down a little with a picture of Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. It reads, Lagos government issues contravention notice to Ajah property owners. Why is the Lagos government doing that? You'll find out if you read it on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. Money supply to dip by 20 trillion naira as banks offload dormant accounts proceeds. Democrats shop for new candidates as Biden pulls out of re-election race. Proposed bill stirs fresh controversy in ICT sector. What's the bill about? You can find out when you pick up a copy of the Guardian newspaper this morning. So basically, I'm sure that's what you should be reading up so you understand what has happened essentially in the tech sector the last couple of days. So we'll move on to the next
paper.
part of call. Yeah, that will be the Daily Times.
The Daily Times. The Daily Times newspaper. The big story here on the Daily Times is Tinubu highlights ECOWAS achievements, challenges at AU meeting. Says ECOWAS will continue to dialogue with Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger to maintain unity. Just on top of the nameplate, we have Dangote. Our refinery is having repeated orders from abroad. And we also have Chief of Army Staff seeks wide-ranging collaboration to protect nation's territory. Court declines to stop Fubara from spending reverse funds. And MBTE goes digital, discards analog accreditation, quality assurance activities. US 2024, Biden quits presidential race, endorses Kamala Harris. Traders urge federal government to tackle insecurity to address food inflation. These are the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Times. Our next point of call would be This Day newspaper.
Right, time to look at This Day for you. Big story on the front page, very conspicuous. It says, a death sentence. President Tinubu, please pay for our treatment with funds from higher sugary drinks tax. All right, this is diabetes. Says diabetes took my eye. Insulin prices could take my life. Is a special coverage by This Day newspaper. This Day, all right. So you can read that up basically because it's a big story right on the front page of This Day newspaper. But you take it above the name. I mean, just yes, a little above the name mast now. There's a headline here that reads, Biden quits presidential race, endorses VP Harris. And then another one says, Dangote fights back. Some people will say he's fighting for his life, but then it's a fight just the same, no doubt about that. Let's go to the next paper, now the Blueprint newspaper. All right, the Blueprint has quite a number of stories as well. But then let's start from the headline above the nameplates of the Blueprints this morning. Tinubu launches agric empowerment in Yobe, 5,340 farmers to benefit. We understand Vice President Kashif Shettima was there in the northeastern part of the country on behalf of the President, Bola Tinubu, to flag off these laudable projects. All right. NEDC tackles Northeast out of school with 18 mega schools. Desanya Oshoala make ESPN best 25 African athletes list. Again, putting Nigeria on the map for the right reasons, the right way. High sulfur content claim. Subject our products to credibility test. Dangote DES NMDPRA. That test needs to happen because we understand the federal government is now ordering fresh tests just to determine the sulfur content level in Dangote's products. Says regulator undermining the markets. Farouk Ahmed lacks sufficient knowledge of our refinery. Refinery stands as a beacon of hope for our country. That's Speaker Tajuddin Abbas there speaking. It's beginning to look like fight of titans, the Dangote refinery issue. You know, last May, just at the twilight of the second term in office of President Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari, the Dangote refinery was commissioned, and for many Nigerians home and abroad, it was more like a ray of hope in the oil sector, especially for a country like ours that deals with shortage of petroleum products, ironically being the biggest producer in Africa and all of that. But that said, it is more than 1 year down the line. The refinery has not taken off in the sense of the word. And as it stands today, even the Nigerian midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory authority, the NMDPRA, in fact, its executive director is saying that, look, the Dangote refinery has not even been licensed to commence operations. All right. Meanwhile, the same agency of the federal government, which is, of course, an offshoot of the unbundled NNPC as we knew it, is also saying that the sulfur level, or if you like, the content of sulfur in Dangote's crude when refined is too high. The third point it's making is that Nigeria cannot solely rely on this Dangote refinery to meet its petroleum product needs. And as such, the country still needs to count on IOCs, international oil companies, to be able to, as it were, close the gap. All right? But Dangote, on the other hand, is saying, look, you people have made efforts to frustrate me. In fact, I'm tired. I'm giving up. Therefore, I would want you to buy me out. But again, that conversation is a bit drawn out now because we understand there's the likelihood that the House of Representatives will be meeting with the executive director of the NMDPRA to determine what the issues are and then find a way to resolve them as quickly as possible. But the group chairman, the Dangote group chairman himself, is saying that this refinery is a beacon of hope for not just Nigeria, but the entire continent. Yes, but then let's bring you a few more headlines from the Blueprint newspaper still. All right, Biden withdraws, nominates VP Kamala Harris for U.S. presidential race. What's more, ECOWAS supports IDPs, refugees, asylum seekers with $9 million, with a rider that says backs member states facing terrorism with $4 million. And then at the foot of today's blueprints, hemorrhagic, septicemia outbreak kills 2,000 cows in Taraba. That's a sad story. WHO pre-qualifies first self-test for hepatitis C virus. Reps panel threatens oil companies over $60 billion joint venture cash calls. And then the headline at the foot of it says, ex-GMDs hail carry on oil production operating environments. All right, so those are basically the headlines you have from the Blueprint newspaper today. Let's turn to the next one, which is the Vanguard.
On the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, we have, there are no headlines. Interestingly, what we have here are advertorials on the front page. Our next point of call would just be the Daily Trust, where we have just one headline on it. It says, Dangote refinery, buy me out, Aliko tells NNPCL. We're looking at the Daily Trust newspaper. The rider there says, invites regulators for product testing. And experts speak, presidency silent, calls off steel plant investment. So we see that the president, the chairman of the Aliko Dangote Group, has called off the investment, for the steel plants. Those are the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Trust.
Right. Let's see what more we have from this time the Leadership newspaper for you. All right. The Leadership pretty much is not loaded. Again, editorial takes preeminence. All right. It says Oronsaye reports, just above the nameplate of the Leadership newspaper. Oronsaye reports new appointments raise doubts about merger of MDAs. Of course, it's as if the government is giving the impression it's working at cross purposes. All right, but we don't want to see any counterproductive moves and initiatives at this point in time. Biden steps down, endorses Kamala Harris. Dangote refused claims of substandard petroleum products. These are basically the headlines you would find on today's edition of the Leadership newspaper. Takes us to the Nigerian Tribune real quick. Let's go to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper and see the headlines above the nameplate first on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. All right, top left end of it, it reads, Dangote, our refinery enjoys repeated patronage from Europe, Singapore offshore home. Wants NAS to test products from Standard Laboratory to disclaim NMDPRA's assertions. Pressure mounts on Ladoja to accept bidded crown. That's talking about the Olubadan kingdom now. It says Biden quits presidential race, endorses Kamala Harris. That's part of our top 3 conversations this morning on the show. All right, but then that's what we're going to be leaving it with that paper, and then we turn quickly to the Daily Sun newspaper for you this morning.
On the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper, we have quite a number of stories for you. Big story there says, rebellion brews in Senate over pro-Tinubu stance. Northern Senate caucus divided. No, Tinubu not interfering. Senate spokesman. Just beside the left, on the right wing of the nameplates, we have local government autonomy. Ganduje's aide hails Tinubu and judiciary for display of courage. Orji Kalu pushes for part-time legislature and regional government. Pray for those who spread falsehood about me, according to Peter Obi. Tackle insecurity to address food inflations. Trader urge federal government. Chief of Army Staff seeks wide-ranging collaboration to protect nation's territory. Biden's endorsement of Harris elicits celebration. Our diesel meets international standards. According to Dangote, 2023 election violence hold governors, deputies, and others to account. Courts orders INEC. Obidigbo to Tinubu, caution Ononuga before he destroys Nigeria. Prosperity to poverty, paradox of oil wealth, widespread pauperism in Nigeria. Experts list challenges and prefer solutions. Lastly, we have Ladoja under pressure to accept beaded crown. These are the stories we have on the front pages of the newspapers, and that brings us to a close on this segment of the program, where we, bring you the headlines of the newspaper. And so we'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll talk about topical issues from the front pages of the newspapers. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
factual and well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365. Where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians. We are the Canaan because
that this country gets it right.
It's the Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the Dex.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. No need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids. Milo!
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and, without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
what is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point, this is business.
Are you ready to be...
For many people, the announcement by President Joe Biden yesterday of his withdrawal from the U.S. presidential race didn't come much as a surprise. However, there are those who believe it was long overdue, even though others say better late than never. But again, the conversation has changed very drastically, particularly on the end of the Democrats, because now we understand the incumbent president has endorsed his vice president, Kamala Harris, which in itself is one of the talking points, given the issues around the VP, and then you're asking how that's, in the event that she clenches the tickets of the Democratic Party, matches with Donald Trump, who is the nominee already of the Republican Party. All said, it's apparently going to be a very interesting race, but it will appear that the Democrats were already dealt a very dangerous blow by the narrative around Joe Biden, especially when you look at it from the standpoint of his performance during the first debate he had with Donald Trump, and then conversations around his health, even up till yesterday. I'm joined by Robinson Wenye, is a lawyer and a political analyst, to weigh in on this very topical discussion. Robinson, it's always a delight to have you on the program.
Good morning, Oyi. Great to be here.
Good. So you and I were here just about a week ago, and we were talking about this issue, but there's been a twist now the last couple of days, particularly the one of yesterday. Did you see this coming in the first instance?
Definitely. I was expecting it. Most of us actually just felt it was just a matter of time, that definitely it's going to happen in less than no time. So it wasn't a surprise, actually. It wasn't a surprise at all, because the pressure has actually been mounting seriously on President Biden to give way. Most of the donors stopped giving money and all that. So, and most of the Democrats in Congress, about 3 senators and over 20 of the House of Reps members were calling for him to throw in the towel, give the opportunity for some other person to fly the ticket of the Democrats Party. And with so much pressure, it's only a matter of time, of course, because even the people that you think are in support of him, asking him that he should stay in and all that, they don't do it publicly at all, and they don't come out to endorse him. For example, the Obamas, at no point in time did they endorse him. They just said 3.5, he shouldn't be judged by one single debate, but his performance within the 3.5 years. But at the same time, they didn't endorse him as well. They were dragging.
That was a message.
Yes, exactly. That was actually a message. So it wasn't surprising to some of us that this is happening. What we now wait to see is how the Democrats Party is going to navigate through this, because the convention is less than a month from now. The DNC convention in Chicago is less than a month from now, and there's of course, just like you mentioned, Biden has already come out to endorse his vice presidential president, Kamala Harris, who has also graciously accepted the endorsement and said that she's going to put in her best to see that she defeats Donald Trump in the election. But of course, there are other names being flaunted as well that they may likely challenge her. She doesn't have the ticket yet. Some people are calling for an open convention whereby they'll go there not having any nominee, and then they'll vote there and see who becomes the Democrats Party nominee. All these we are waiting to see in the coming days, of course.
I don't know how significant or otherwise these elements may be, but who do you think, from all you know so far, that President Biden listens to? Could it be some leading Democrats? Could it be Americans or his family, or just a combination of all of these factors?
I believe it's actually a combination of all the factors you actually mentioned. Of course, he listens very well to his family, his immediate family, his wife, and some close relatives. His wife has really been a support to him, even when everyone was asking him to throw in the towel from the very beginning. After that disastrous debate, of course. His wife stood by him, she stood with him, and she said they believe they can do it. They are in here to win it, and she believes that they will win it. So she has really been a support to him. He listens to his wife. He listens to the Obamas as well, who are very huge influence. You know, he served as the vice president to Barack Obama, of course, for the 8 years that he was president of the United States of America. And then, of course, some top-ranking members of the Democrat Party in Congress, both the Senate and the House of Representatives as well. Yeah, so he listens to all those people. So he's going to weigh in their thoughts and their advice. I believe he took advice from all of them. And of course, the media also played a very prominent role, because if you watch CNN, if you watch MSNBC, NBC, ABC, they were all on this matter for like over 2 to 3 weeks now since the debate. So I believe he pays attention to all that, and of course the American people. And then he decided that that he believes he should take a step back and allow some other person fly the ticket of the party.
Incidentally, the DNC is for next month, August.
Exactly.
You have other persons being, as it were, speculated to probably fly the tickets of the Democratic Party. Some of them governors, some others. Of course, we know the governor of Illinois, for example, is on this table, as it were.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You have a few senators here and there.
Yes, Senator Joe Manchin, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Who is a left centrist. I mean, just
exactly
in between.
Exactly.
All right. But he has also spoken to some of these issues, and he has been able to command a lot of respect, you know, in Congress, even amongst the parties, all of them, across board, and so on and so forth. But Kamala Harris is pivotal in this narrative. What exactly, besides being the vice president at the moment, does she bring to the table?
Okay. Besides being the vice president, we should also put into consideration, you know, I mentioned the last time that I was on this show that they operated a joint ticket, Biden, Kamala Harris. So even up till yesterday, early yesterday, Kamala Harris was still going around trying to raise funds for their campaign, for the Biden-Harris campaign.
Prior to the announcement of the withdrawal.
Prior to the announcement, because even hours to that announcement, Biden was still saying, his staff were still saying that they are not throwing in the towel at all, that they are in the race to win it. So they were still doing everything together as if it's a Biden-Harris ticket. So she was still raising funds and all that. And I mentioned the other time that there's the law that if donations are being made for a particular ticket, if it has to change, they'll go through the rigors of trying to raise donations all over again. So that's one issue.
Because some of those donors may not even necessarily believe in this new.
Exactly, a new ticket, exactly. Yeah, that's one of one thing she has going for her. And of course, as you very well know, she's a woman of color, She has both Indian and Jamaican ancestry. Yeah, and she's a woman of color. So if she gets the ticket, she's actually going to be the first woman of color that is getting the presidential ticket of a major party in the history of the United States of America. Obama was the first black man. She will become the first woman of color, actually. Yeah, that's one thing she has going for her. And so many people believe that as a woman, she's going to represent the voice of the minority against President Trump, of course. I know another thing is that prior to this time, so many people were saying Biden is old, he's 81, Donald Trump is about 78, and Trump, of course, was always lambasting Biden that he's old, that he cannot even string 3 sentences together. With the way it's going now, if Kamala becomes the nominee of the Democrats Party, Donald Trump will now be the one running against the younger person. Of course, Kamala is about 18 years younger than Donald Trump.
That's a whole lot of margin.
Exactly. So she has that going for her as well. The fact that her age, the fact that she's a woman of color, although this may also work against her in reality, because some people are not really ready for a woman to be the president of the United States of America right now. Yeah, so that's one thing as well. It can go both ways, both in her favor and against her as well.
Talking about her being a woman, which again, we can't pretend is a factor fundamentally.
Exactly.
We know, I mean, in recent history, that someone like Hillary Clinton had also tried her hands, in becoming president of the U.S. against Donald Trump in 2016, which failed. What lessons should Kamala Harris be learning from all this, even though we know that, of course, Hillary Clinton was not the vice president at the time, apparently, but what lessons can she learn from what had happened some 8 years behind us? Being a woman.
Yeah. For the woman factor, I don't really think is a big factor like that, actually, because for Clinton, it was not just because she's a woman that she lost that election. So many people were skeptical of her. She's a woman, but she's a strong woman. You know, she was the Secretary of State to Barack Obama, and some people castigated her over the handling of
classified information.
And also the crisis in Libya that led to the death of the former ambassador, Ambassador Chris. And the handling of that scenario as well was one of the things that worked against her. So it was not just because she was a woman, but some people were scared of her. Of course, they are this extreme group. I watched a clip of a woman, of course she's a conservative woman, that was saying that she didn't support Hillary just because Hillary was a woman. That they are not ready for a woman to become the president of the United States of America because she may be emotional and just push them into a war sometimes. And she believes, the lady, according to that lady anyway, that she believes a man will better handle some of these issues than a woman. So of course there are those few people, very few people that think that way. But it's not really about a woman or a man. It's because if you can remember, I mentioned the other time as well that Michelle Obama would have been a very good candidate. And if you go on Twitter right now, her name is trending, Michelle Obama. So many people are touting for Michelle Obama to throw her heart into the ring. Yes, get into the ring and see if she can win the party's nominee. And you should also know that the Obamas have not endorsed Kamala Harris at all.
So that again has implications.
Yes, of course. The Clintons have already come out, both Bill and Hillary, to endorse Kamala Harris, that they support her to be the party's nominee, and also the Black Congressional Caucus has supported Hillary as Kamala Harris as well. But the Obamas are still very silent. Barack Obama issued a statement yesterday on Twitter. He just said, of course, he applauded Joe Biden and all that, and then he said that they now look forward to the Congress where an outstanding candidate will emerge. Outstanding candidate will emerge. So he didn't endorse Kamala. There was no specifics at all. So of course there is still that talk of Michelle Obama most likely contesting. And of course we have some other women as well, like Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. She's also touting a possible run for the presidential ticket, exactly. So yes, these are some of the issues. It's not necessarily because they are women or not, but what they can actually do. Because most people tie Kamala Harris to Joe Biden, like they tie their performance together because they believe it was a joint ticket. Kamala was the one delegated the responsibility of handling the border issue. And of course, that has been a disaster.
Homeland security.
Homeland security, exactly. So that has been a disaster. So some people, and there were these polling that were released just yesterday as well. Of course, before now, the polls were showing, nationwide polls were showing Donald Trump at 47% and Joe Biden at 45%. Yesterday with Kamala Harris, now many people touting Kamala Harris, is still Donald Trump 47, Kamala Harris 46, just one better than.
So it's closing up?
It's closing up, but it's not enough because as much as possible, they want to believe that they have the best candidates that can actually go into the election and beat Donald Trump. So, of course, the Democrat Party really needs to come as a united front going against Donald Trump. And right now, it's a bit polarized because some people are still asking for an open convention where, and that may raise a lot of issues. So these are some of the things I believe we'll see in the coming days.
Interesting. So if it were to become Kamala Harris against Michelle Obama, for example, who brings what competitive advantage to the race between both of them? And what would that be?
I think Kamala Harris against Michelle Obama matchup, it will really divide the party because just like I mentioned in the with regards to donations already raised, that's like an advantage for Kamala Harris, of course, and of course she's the vice president of the country, and ordinarily, if the president is not running, the ticket should just go to her
automatically.
Yeah, exactly, because so many key Democrats have already come out to endorse her. Even Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, that so many people were touting that he was going to run for the ticket as well, has come out to endorse her. The same thing with Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, the governor of Pennsylvania, has already endorsed her as well. But if eventually Michelle Obama decides to run against Kamala Harris, it's really going to polarize the party. And one thing is that when you talk about grassroots support, Michelle Obama has that.
Especially amongst young people.
Especially amongst young people, which are actually the core Democrat base, because most of the Democrat supporters are actually the young people, minorities, and all these people, they actually love Michelle Obama a whole lot. So she's going to, I believe when you talk about black and whites, so many people are still saying Kamala Harris is not really black. Most of them say she's actually Indian and Jamaican, so don't say she's African American, as opposed to Michelle Obama, that is actually a black woman, both from her maternal and paternal side, and married to a black man as well. So she has that street cred as well with the black people, and with minority people of color, she has their support. And of course, the Obamas are actually a major factor in the Democrats Party that you cannot just whisk aside at all. Yeah, so I believe Michelle Obama will actually do better against Donald Trump if it comes to that, as opposed to Kamala Harris. But right now, it's looking more like Kamala Harris.
Let's talk about Joe Biden once again. Joe Biden has recorded several flaws. Of course, you and I know how his rating has plummeted the last couple of weeks in particular. To what extent will those hurt Kamala Harris if she were to eventually clinch the ticket of the Democratic Party?
Exactly. That's what we're saying. You cannot really absolve Kamala Harris completely of the faults of the government, because she's vice president to Joe Biden. She was also delegated some of those duties.
That matter to Americans.
That matters to Americans, especially the issue of immigration. So if it's an entirely new face, for example, like Michelle Obama, you can't really tie Joe Biden's failure to Michelle Obama because she was not part of the government at all. It's a completely new face, as opposed to Kamala Harris, who was completely a part of the government. And even within the Democrats party, some people don't like her. They don't really like her that much. So that's why you're still hearing other names being touted for a possible run. I think the failure of Joe Biden is, in a way, also going to rub off on Kamala Harris on critical issues like immigration, like the withdrawal from Afghanistan. It was a big issue for Americans as well. The fact that some Americans were left there and some people died as well. It was also a big issue for them. So it's most likely going to rub off on Kamala Harris as well, as opposed to if it's an entirely new face, because you cannot completely, it's just like presidents, say President Buhari and Osibanjo. It was a joint ticket for crying out loud. So if you say Buhari is not good, you cannot say Osibanjo is good.
But Nigerians trying to do that distinction. Is it practical?
Yeah, Nigeria has actually tried to do that. we actually tried to do that, and for Buhari and Osibanjo, there's that argument that when Osibanjo was the acting president for some days, that we saw the changes, clear changes.
In the absence of the president.
In the absence of the president, we saw the changes. There was the rule of law for that period. The economy picked up a little, and then even the issues, the threats from Niger Delta militants, he was able to go there.
To quell it?
Yes, to quell it. And then he had lots of town hall meetings where he met the people one-on-one and discussed with them what are your issues, what are your problems and all that. And most of those issues were addressed. So, of course, you know, in Nigeria, the vice president is almost like...
A space hire, they say?
Exactly, a ceremonial position where it's only when your boss asks you to do anything that you can do, except something happens to the boss, you are just there. So it's a bit difficult in the Nigerian situation, even if, just like you said, some people try to make their arguments with regards to Osibanjo. But in America, it's like a joint ticket, and some of those rules are delegated from the get-go to the vice president, so you cannot really disassociate.
You'll be assessed on the basis of your performance in those areas.
Exactly. And of course, the issue of immigration, Kamala Harris cannot absolve herself from that at all. Yeah, so
we're taking a quick break now, everyone. We would like to see the flip side of this conversation when we return from this break and see what exactly it is that the Republicans can benefit from the ongoing events within the ranks of the Democratic Party in the United States. Do stay with us.
And well-investigated stories. Look no further than Global Television. Dive deep into issues with our in-depth analysis and stay informed with our educational and interesting programs. Join us on Global Television, where quality content meets excellence. Follow us on all our social media platforms to stay connected and never miss an update. Global Television, Nigeria, our pride.
Global Television is People's Television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Watching Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Let's just wrap it up on this discussion. So Robinson, let's look at the flip side of this conversation. As it stands right now, Donald Trump has flagged off his campaign, and he just said that he took a bullet for democracy. So in what ways specifically can he benefit? I mean, he and his Republicans benefit from what is going on within the ranks of the Democratic Party right now?
For the Republicans, I think one key message they are sending right now is a message of unity.
Okay.
The Republicans, of course, with what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, and of course the RNC. If you watch the RNC, you will see the whole message that they were preaching was that of unity. And the Republicans came as a united front. They are now united behind Donald Trump, as opposed to the Democrats right now who, after Biden signaled that he's not going to be running for a re-election, the Democrats are yet to get their party in order as to who would fly the tickets and if they are going to be going into the DNC, the convention, as a united front, or if it's going to be an open convention. Donald Trump, one of the messages he's sending right now is that they are not, people that attempted to kill him, they were not trying to kill him. They were not coming for him, but they were coming for the Americans. So he took the bullets on behalf of Americans. And God saved him for a purpose, to liberate America. That's the message he's sending. That's the message his handlers are sending. That's the message his campaign team.
Does it look like Americans are buying that message, or is it too early to do the assessment?
Actually, so many people are buying it, especially amongst the undecided voters prior to now. I was watching a show on CNN yesterday where they had about 14 in quotes, undecided voters. They said they were undecided prior to the shooting, of course, prior to the RNC convention. So they were asking them, what do you think of Donald Trump now? And are you decided now or you're still undecided? And majority of them said they were now decided that they were tilting towards Donald Trump, to vote Donald Trump. Of course, that was before Biden threw in the towel anyway. So it's something we are waiting to see how it's going to play out now. But of course, the Republican Party are preaching the message of unity, that they are united as a party and they intend to unite America as well. Even if, of course, some people don't really believe that message because they talk about the abortion. Yeah, some people are saying that the Republicans intend to impose a nationwide ban on abortion and reproductive freedom of women, which is one of the key areas Kamala Harris was hitting on against Donald Trump.
Especially from the standpoint of the Roe v. Wade.
Exactly. Yeah, because Donald Trump took pride in that decision of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, that he was the one that appointed those 3 conservative judges that delivered a landslide decision. And of course, Kamala Harris really hit hard against Donald Trump on that. And I believe if she eventually emerges the presidential candidate of the Democrats Party, that's one of the areas that she's really going to use to attack Donald Trump. They're supposed to have a debate in September. It was initially supposed to be between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So we are waiting to see if it's now going to be between Donald Trump and whoever the Democrats Party nominates as their nominee.
Robinson, we're a lawyer and public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming to join us on the program.
It's my pleasure.
We'll take another quick break, everyone. 2 more conversations in front of us. Next will be one that focuses on the state of the nation, particularly as it relates with the protest planned for between 1st and August this year, and what the implications are for citizens. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Global television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television, getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
We're going to turn our attention to a different subject altogether. This one has to do with a planned protest that is designed to last for 10 straight days, 1st of August to 10th of August. And that protest in itself, even though it's still a little over a week away to commence, that is if it commences, has become a controversial issue. We realize that politicians on both sides of the divide have been reacting to this announcement. Of course, Niger State Governor has come out to say, look, my youth are not interested. They are too engaged to be protesting in this regard. But then again, those who are behind these protests say it is in connection. In fact, it is their reaction or response to the economic hardship being faced by citizens in this country right now. How it will pan out is left to be seen. but it has become a point of discussion on several platforms in this country and even beyond as it stands right now. I'm joined by Adamu Rabiu, who is a politician and a socio-economic analyst. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Mr. Uy.
Good to see you.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, our viewers and our listeners. And I hope and I wish and I pray for the best of today to all of us. Good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you. You and I know that the NSAS may be almost 4 years behind us, but
Exactly.
Nigerians don't seem to have recovered from it. Because I remember very clearly that following the damage that was recorded in Lagos, the governor of that state, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said the budget of the state for that year, that ongoing year, was a little over 2 trillion. According to him, he had estimated that it would take at least 1 trillion, right, for a state that had budgeted over just a little over 2 trillion. It would take 1 trillion to fix the damage that had been done in Lagos. Do you see another such incident coming up?
Yes and no. It depends on how Nigerians decide to approach the issue of the protest. For NSAS, of course, government has not actually come out to tell us the quantum volume of losses that it incurred. That is the Lagos state government itself, and then of course federal government. None of them have actually come out. So probably that is why, on its part, government has not actually been very serious in making sure that it is within the democratic tenets. So for this planned protest, we have to look at various angles to see if it is worth it, and then try to advise government and the protesters on the best way or the best approach to follow. We have to look at the legitimacy of the action itself. Is it legitimate in the first instance? Yeah. For legitimacy, we'll say, yeah, it is, because in democracy, without protest, then actually it is not democracy. Look at the U.S. When there is protest, then democracy is well and good. When there is no protest, like in China, they say China is not practicing democracy. So
you cannot protest in China.
So you cannot protest in China. You understand? But of course, they have their own reasons. So since it is a legitimate right under democracy to protest, then it is actually legitimate. Then secondly is people who are voted into offices based on promises they made. You understand? But then what are those promises? This present government promises about eight items under the manifesto. But for lack of accountability, this is almost 2 years. I'm not sure if they have been able to do 50% of just one item in that manifesto, you understand? And nobody has called them to account. There's nobody to account to, you understand? By the time they do 4 years, by the time they do 8 years, everybody will just pack their bags and baggages and leave. And Nigerians are at a loss. What has happened? You understand? So since the beginning of the administration, on the very first day, that is when this hardship started, on the very first day, before the government even sat down to even study the situation, even look at the budget that was prepared by the previous government, you understand, they decided to remove fuel subsidy. That is the only thing that Nigerians enjoy. That fuel subsidy. Apart from that,
so you're saying the government should have left the fuel subsidy?
They should have left it, sit down, look at the situation, and then decide on the best way to move around. You understand? But they didn't. You understand? They went ahead and removed it. Now everything has turned upside down, and everywhere, everybody is just crying. Figures from the NBS and the Ministry of Finance are scary. You understand? They are saying that by August, you understand, about 33 million Nigerians will be food insecure. That is next month. 33 million. That is no small amount, number of people. You understand? And then they are saying that also by that August, like about 133 million people are going to be multidimensionally poor. You understand? How many are we in Nigeria? Well, about 220 by estimate. You understand? So if you take 133 that they are going to be dimensionally poor, That is a very scary figure, you understand? That is by the way, you understand? But look at the Nigerian Constitution. Under section 40, 39, and 38, Nigerians have the right for free association, free movement, free joining, free receiving information, imparting information to each other to protect their own interests, you understand? This planned protest is nothing but to protect their own interests because as it looks, you understand, between government, between the civil society, between the judiciary, the law enforcement agency, nobody has been able to come out and defend Nigeria and Nigerians. It is very sad. It is very sad. Nobody can say, okay, I'll come and speak with the government so that the government will hear. And then they say 2 brains are better than 1. Likewise, 3 brains are better than 1 or 2. You understand? So if you don't get to listen from people, then that's an issue. You understand?
But government's
also,
government's concern is also that such protests as these are often hijacked by people with sinister motives to wreak havoc. Is that argument not valid enough?
You can say yes based on antecedents. If you take the answers, you understand. But since government have pre-knowledge of what is going to happen, what they should do from that first day that they heard about it is to plan on how to make sure that the protests went peacefully. That is the job of law enforcement agencies, the SS, the police, you understand. All law enforcement agencies.
They should provide security for the protesters.
They should provide security for the protesters and provide security for the generality of the citizens of Nigeria. They shouldn't be moving about in convoys, you understand, guarding one person, you understand. Their job is to protect Nigeria and Nigerians, you understand. That is their main job. And that is part of what this government has promised Nigeria, security, you understand. So they should go ahead and make sure that the protest takes place in a sane atmosphere. They should protect the protesters and protect their rights because under even the United Nations human rights, you understand, individuals are born free, you understand. They have the right to protest, to protect their interests, you understand. Even under the African Human Rights Charter, you understand. Under Article 11, it is there, you understand. Nigeria is a signatory. Nigeria ratified it. So the issue of saying they shouldn't does not even arise. The issue is do it peacefully. Do it peacefully. And for me, I want to call on the protesters and the organizers, if there are organizers, you understand, because this thing affects the generality of Nigeria. This hardship, whoever you are, it affects you. You understand? A module of rice is how much? Over 3,000 naira. Who can afford 3,000 naira ordinarily? You understand? Meanwhile, some people, they move about with 160 million, but approve 70,000 as minimum wage, you understand? And that hasn't even taken effect. We have not looked at the state governments, how much they are willing to pay, if they will be able to even pay. Not to talk of the local government. Not even in the Avenue Down, I don't know who else you are going to. We just saw last week somebody that was chosen or voted to represent a community, you understand, simply for coming out and telling the government the truth of what his constituents are facing, you understand. The National Assembly say, okay, we will now remove you from the role of social we will remove you from this for simply telling the government the fact. He's there to represent people. That is his fundamental rights, you understand, that the National Assembly, you understand, has denied him, you understand, simply because of their own law. That is Section 60. Section 60 is inferior to his own fundamental rights. Under Chapter 4, they should go and look at it, you understand. And beside that, he is representing a community. He is representing a constituency. And they say, look, you are there to represent us. So go and stay our mind. He went there to tell the government their minds that they are in difficulty. Government should...
Who said that? Obviously, that's, I mean, your narrative is in reference to Senator Ali.
Yeah.
Some people say for somebody like Aliu Ndume, who has been better what the rules of engagements are, that first of all, the national chairman of your party is from your region, from the north. Yeah. That's number one. Number two is you are a high-ranking member of the party.
Yeah.
You are a ranking senator.
Yeah.
You should, beyond going to the public, beyond going to television to do all of this. His intention may have been noble, may have been right, but was his approach also right?
Yeah, his approach was right. If you remembered, he came out that cause, you understand? So even the way they even approach it, you know that the government is just not ready.
But let's talk about that for a minute, since we are quickly looking at Ali Dume.
Yeah.
Right
okay.
now.
Okay.
You see, even the national leadership of the party has told him that he's at liberty to go join any party of his choice.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be the honorable thing to do at this point for Senator Ali Ndume?
No. That shouldn't be. I'm a politician, you understand. And Nigerian politics is so sad, you understand, for the simple reason because most politicians, you understand, once they found wherever they are is not conducive, you understand, or it will not allow them to achieve their objectives, you understand, they tend to jump ship, you understand. That means that there's no ethics, there's no patriotism. It is not for the benefit of Nigeria or for Nigerians that they are where they are, you understand. APC and PDP are the same coin, you understand. They jump from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. No. A politician should have ethics, you understand, should be patriotic, should have objectives, you understand. So wherever you are, if you find the environment not conducive, you try to change it. So he should stay there. It is his right to be wherever he wants to be, you understand. They are saying, okay, let him go and join another party. Why should he?
You suspect that?
The way they even went ahead means that they don't want him, you understand. There's an ulterior motive, you understand. Like I said, the process they followed is even against their party constitution. It is against it.
Do you get concerned that if Ali Ndume continues to push this narrative, because the last few days in particular, following even that interview and the fact that he has been replaced as the chief whip of the Senate, he continues to talk about the same issues. Do you, on that basis, suspect that the APC might expel him going forward? Well,
based on that, if they do, he has every right to go to court to challenge, because he has right of free association, right of conscience, you understand, right of thought, you understand. It is fundamental, you understand. It's enforceable, you understand. So they cannot. If they try to do that, well, if he decides he can go to court, if he decides he can go join another party, you understand. But left to me, it is fine where he is. Let him stay there and change that situation that he found himself in. Because if he doesn't stay there and decide to jump ship, they'll continue to do whatever they are doing, you understand, which would not be good for Nigeria, you understand. Back to our planned protest, you understand. For the protesters, my suggestion is this, and of course it boils down to a lot of other issues that have come up, religiously, you understand, socially, morally, economically, you understand. We know that in this kind of situations, we don't want Nigeria to become Sudan. We don't want it to become Sudan. We don't want it to become Haiti, you understand. So this thing should be done orderly. That is one. You have the right. You have the right of free association, free speech, and you are protecting the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians, you understand. So it should be done peacefully, and you should make sure that you tender what is bothering Nigerians, not personal issues, not personal grudges, not personal vendetta. That is one. And then for the clerics, you understand, they have been on the pulpits telling Nigerians that they shouldn't. It is not part of religion. Of course, it's not part of religion, you understand. But of course, during the election, run up to the election, what did they do? They went onto the pulpit and tell Nigerians that go and do Muslim ticket. And that's where we find ourselves in now. They have done Muslim ticket, and they themselves cannot go and tell them, look, what you are doing is not right.
Is this a problem of Muslim ticket?
I'm just telling you all the issues surrounding it. You understand? You understand? This is as regards the suggestion. You understand? They should tell government that under the Muslim ticket that this government come in. You understand? Under the Muslim ideology. You understand? Rule of law. If somebody gets killed innocently, without fault, you understand, just like that, you understand? The consequences is about 120 million naira. That is what is called DIA, right to life, you understand? So they should do it peacefully, and if something happens to anybody, intentionally, you understand, they are doing it peacefully, and then somehow, you understand, somebody or they get attacked or they get thrown tear gas and somebody loses his life. The Human Rights Watch, the lawyers, and the media, of course, I'm also part of the ecosystem, you understand? We should have our cameras and our reporters everywhere so that we can document. And then if something like that happens, the ICJ is there, International Court of Justice, you understand? Take the government there, pay these compensations. We won't take 5 million for the loss of life. It's because there is no justice, there's no fairness in Nigeria. That's why all these things are happening, you understand? So they should advise government to take it gradually, allow people to express their anger, their frustration, and then see if government will listen and provide the needed environment for people to thrive, you understand? Under the United Nations human rights, each and every one of us is born free with equal rights, equal dignity, you understand? But some people, that's Nigeria, you understand? They have more dignity than others, you understand? I don't want to go into all those other issues, you understand? The 6 billion naira car park to park car. What for? Meanwhile, Nigerians are hungry, are doing 6 billion naira to do car park. Have you been to the National Assembly? What is wrong with that car park? You want to spend 6 billion just to park the 160 million vehicles that was bought for them. Under the code of conduct, they shouldn't, a public officer, you shouldn't do things that will tend to favor you alone. They have their own national hospital. National Assembly, they have their own hospital. Going like this, they will soon have their own central bank. It is not fair. The presidency has its own hospital. How much have they budgeted for it? How much is there? How much has been budgeted in the other hospitals nationwide? That's the federal government hospitals, not talk of the state or the local government. It is sad, you understand? So Nigerians should be allowed, because nobody seems to be able to come out. The ulamas, the bishops, the pastors, the malams, the sheikhs, the law enforcement agency, INEC itself, nobody has been able. The civil society organizations have not been able to come out and defend Nigeria. Even the labor union, you understand? This is part of the things that labor should tender to government. It's not the issue of just agreeing to 70,000 naira. The issues are more than that. Okay, agree you are giving everybody 70,000. We are 220 in Nigeria. How many are their workers? The federal government workers, the state government workers, the local government workers. How many are they? Okay, we'll be very lavish. Let's say there are 20 million. And then you are giving them, even if it's 600,000, you are giving each and every one of them on a monthly basis. Can they be able to take care of 200 Nigerians? They will not be. They can't. Understand?
As it stands right now, there's a concern that even the NSAS protest has not addressed largely police brutality, which was the reason the protest happened in the first instance.
Yes.
If this particular one now planned for August 1 to 10th, were to take place, do you think it will accomplish the purpose? Let's even assume it was going to be peaceful, no violence.
Yeah. Well, in the medical parlance, there's also always a guinea pig. You are testing the efficacy of a drug.
Right.
You understand? What you do before you send it out to humans, you try it on a guinea pig, you understand, to see if it's effective. It will combat the illness, you understand. If you attack the virus, you understand. So it's done 10 days peacefully and nothing happens. Government seems to be not bothered. Nigerians are still under the heavy burden, you understand. Give it 2 months, give it 3 months. Do it again, it's all right. That's part of democracy, that's the beauty of democracy, you understand. Until government listens, until government listens. If it doesn't, well, when next election comes, this is now to Nigerians. Make sure you don't do Ghana must go. Make sure you don't do brown envelope. Make sure you don't do white envelope. Make sure you don't do cleans or spaghetti or Indomie or 2,000 naira at the polling station or 200 naira or pure water at the polling station. Make sure you don't do that. Make sure you do what the Constitution says. You're right. Your conscience. Be guided by your conscience. You understand?
All right, let's take a quick break, everyone. Now, we're just talking basically about the planned protest by those who say the economic hardship is biting harder by the day, and as such, they want to draw government attentions, very especially to this challenge. And they say that protest is scheduled for between 1st and 10th of August this year, and that's all else equal will commence in just a little over a week's time. But we'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll bring you the rest of the discussion. To stay with us.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and, without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Watching Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Thank you for staying with us. So let's talk about how government views protests, planned protests like this one we're talking about right now. It's always about the opposition. Government would always say it's the opposition that's sponsoring it. In this case, the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, speaking through Bayo Onanuga, special advisor on information and strategy to the president, saying that Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, is the one masterminding this protest. Is that not too sensitive a thing to say, or is it possible that Mr. Onanuga made that assertion or allegation on the strength of the information he has at his disposal?
Well, I don't know if he has any information at his disposal, you understand? But of course, in Nigerian political scenario, you understand, they are always finding, those in power are always looking at the opposition as if they are against them. Of course, the opposition is there to be a guardian angel, you understand, to be a shadow government. But sadly, in Nigeria, that is not the situation. We can't say other parties are performing that duty, you understand, of being a shadow government, to see and criticize and advise and try and defend Nigeria and Nigerians. They don't, you understand. So I'm not seeing it as a Peter Obi thing. you understand, or any other political party, you understand, because they themselves, they have their own internal issues. They have not been able to reconcile themselves. They are in one issue or the other, you understand. That's why other parties have not been able to find a common front to even sit down with government and say, look, government, what you are doing is wrong, you understand. If they have been able to get themselves together and there's that cooperation, you understand, and that understanding and that brotherliness, you understand, they are the ones that are supposed to be telling government, look, come and sit down with us. This is our advice, you understand. What you are doing is not good for Nigeria, you understand. Because the objective is to make Nigeria great, you understand. So, you understand. So it's not a Peter Obi thing, you understand. So let's also look at it. Even the government, on its own part, I've read somewhere from the southern part, there's an organization which I've never had, you understand. You understand? Then there's another one from the north, you understand, that I've never had, you understand. They now came out, they said our youth will not be part of it. It is not, we are not going to join, it's not part of it, they are not talking for us, you understand? You understand? That they have information at their disposal that so things are going to happen. Okay, they have, you understand, the security agencies should invite them to come and tell them
what information
what information they have and who are those people, you understand, so that they will go and catch them, you understand. Instead of going to the media houses and telling them this, you understand, because that boils down to unpatriotism. They know that something like this is going to happen, and then you are refusing to tell government or security agency, you understand. So that means that probably the government has a hand in probably funding this unknown organization to come out and say this, you understand. This hardship is affecting everybody. It's affecting everybody. Nobody is safe from whatever is happening, you understand. Let's go to the recently brought back national anthem. You understand? We agreed and we prayed to the Almighty that, look, we agreed that you brought us together, our tongues and tribes, you understand, our color, our religion is different, but we agree and we thank you for bringing us together. You understand? That is the one thing that we have promised the Almighty, that we understand, and we thank you for doing that. And we want a country that has peace, justice, and fairness, you understand, and dignity of life, you understand. This is the country that we want to leave to our children, you understand. So help us, God. That's what we said in that district. And then you're coming out to tell us that no, this. That is wrong. If people have read the national anthem, then of course this planned protest, you understand, is in line with it, you understand, because what they intend to do, you understand, is to make Nigeria great, is to make Nigeria better for Nigerians and the future generations, you understand. Nigerians, sit down with your children as old as probably 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, and just switch on the telly. Let them see how other countries are and listen to what they will hear, what they will say. There was this day, I was in the parlor doing something else on the laptop, and then one of my child was moving between channels, from cartoon to movies to news to, and then suddenly found themselves in CGTN, you understand, documentary, and they see this beautiful China country. I said, so, Daddy, if Nigeria has a good leader, Nigeria can become like China. I said, certainly. At that age, they know that Nigeria is not being governed well, properly, you understand, and they aspire Nigeria to be like China. What country do we have now? We're trying to leave a country that's in shambles already. Like I said, we don't want Nigeria to become Haiti or Sudan, you understand. We want Nigeria to be like China or better than China in all ramifications, you understand.
All right. Now
so
that
it's left for whoever is in government to do
make that happen.
To make that happen, you understand. Instead of carrying the money, packing the money, I don't know what for or where to, I don't know what they want to achieve.
All right. Having talked about that, it will appear this phenomenon of protest is becoming a continent-wide element. For example, I'm sure you are aware of what has happened in Kenya the last couple of weeks, the protest in Kenya over some tax reforms, which the president has now as it were, withdrawn.
Withdrawn, yeah.
But even at that, as of today, we understand over 480 persons have been injured, at least 50 killed on account of this protest.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, on top of all of that, there's now the vehement call for the resignation of President William Ruto in Kenya.
Yeah.
And then you move on to Uganda, another country within the East African space.
Yeah.
We understand there's a protest being planned to happen there in a matter of days.
Yeah.
The president, Yoweri Museveni,
Yeah.
is now saying that he suspects that it is some foreign influences that are responsible. And he's telling the young people behind this protest to say, look, if you go ahead with it, you'll be playing with fire.
Yeah.
Isn't there a lesson for African leaders beyond Nigeria?
There are countless lessons all over the place, understand? We just Nigerian leaders, they don't seem to have the capacity or the capability or the ability to read between the lines, understand, to understand the tempo of global situations and continental and sub-regional situations, you understand. I don't know what is wrong with them. Is it because they are cocooned within an environment that they don't get to feel what is happening? They are in wherever they are, probably in the government houses or probably in the hollow chambers of the National Assembly, so they tend not to know that out here, Nigeria is a different ballgame. So if Nigerians or the leaders, Nigerian leaders, don't seem to take the lessons that is coming out from the objective of democracy is to provide good leadership. You understand? Be accountable, be transparent. You understand? To those people that brought you onto power. It is not for you to do as you wish, as you please, but to do as the people that voted you want you to, you understand? So it is what we Nigerians say, this is what we want. That's what you should do. We say in Nigeria, we're telling the government, look, bring back subsidy. It's not for you to tell us that you cannot do.
Is that an economically sound action to take to reintroduce fuel subsidy?
Yes. That oil, between you and I, and every one of us in Nigeria, forgot to give Nigeria oil, you understand? It is there, but they said they cannot. What for? What do you use it for? You understand? And then to show you that that issue of fuel subsidy is just what do you say? A mirage? Is it a scam, or I don't know what to even call it? You understand? Now we have foreign refineries not working for donkey years, and they keep paying all those people huge sums of money and allowances. Nobody is raising an eyebrow, you understand? Now we have this gentleman, a true Nigerian, Dangote, he now say, okay, this problem has been there since before you and I were born, you understand? Okay, we will try and bring a refinery that will produce more than what Nigeria consumes. You understand? Nigeria, we are told from international outlets that the daily consumption then is like about 500,000 liters, you understand? Now he said he's going to do 650,000 liters, you understand? Instead of government to now support him with all the necessary things that he requires so that they will help Nigerians and even help the government, you understand? Because by the time he becomes operational, this 700 naira that we are seeing, it might not be that 700 naira. Probably it's going to be like 200 naira. And then all the lies, understand, Nigerians will get to know. Now they are trying to sabotage his effort. Give him the agreement that they had was that, okay, I'm going to supply you daily 300,000 barrels of crude oil, you understand? They have not been doing that. What for? They're sending it to who? What for? He's also buying now. You are also a shareholder. They lied to Nigerians that, look, we bought 60% of Dangote. Only for us now to realize that it is just 7%.
The government had actually said it was 20-something% they had, a little over 20%, but now we're hearing 7.6 or so.
Exactly. And then they went ahead and borrowed money from from one Lucky refinery district, and happen to the balance of that dollar amount. You understand? And only for us now to realize that it's just 7%, as against the 20% that they said they bought. You understand? And then give Dangote for you are not giving him.
Out of frustration now, Aliko Dangote is now saying that the NNPCL should buy him out.
Yes.
Is that the only option?
No. He knows they cannot buy him out. You understand? He knows they cannot. He knows they cannot.
Why can't they?
They don't have the guts. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the capability. You understand? To raise that money. You understand? To buy him out. They cannot. They don't have the money. There's no that patriotism to be able to do that. He just teasing them. If you think you can do, come and do. You have 4 refineries for 10 years they have not been able to function, and you spend billions of dollars doing what? Doing turnaround, doing repairs, and up to now they have not been functioning. He knows they cannot. They know they cannot. They know what they are doing. You understand? So, like I said, it is all lack of accountability. This government came out with about 8 manifestos. One of them is to do with improving the economy. Another is to do with job creation. Another is to do with security. They are there, countless of them, you understand. Oil industry is one of them. How they intend to expand it to provide more job opportunities, you understand, and then bring in more revenue to Nigeria. But why are they doing it? They're trying to strangle it. By not allowing Dangote to flourish, you are strangling the industry, you are strangling Nigeria, you are struggling Nigerians, you understand?
I'd like to say a very big thank you to you, Adamu Rabiu, politician and political analyst, for coming to help us straighten out some of these issues today, and we hope we're going to talk again real soon.
Thank you, Global TV, and thank you, Nigerians, for listening to us, and please stay tuned with Global TV. They are one of the up-and-coming stations that we should all try to support.
Thank you.
We can.
We appreciate that support as well. All right, this is we're leaving it with this particular discussion. When we return after this short break, my colleague Queen and I will be back here to draw the curtains on Global Morning, Monday's edition. Do stay with us.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Watching Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates. Yay!
This is Global Television on DSTV, channel 365. Keep watching. Yay!
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
Okay, they say everything that has a beginning sure has an end. You see, so Queen Agaba is back. You know, she was here at the beginning. She's here to also be part of the end of it, yes.
The end, but not the end in its entirety.
No, the end of Global Morning today.
This morning, because as always, we'll always bring you
Global
Morning.
Sure, we're always back here, right.
And bring you highlights of top stories on the front pages of the newspaper. Interesting conversation.
Sure.
Right there. And that's, you know, but a lot of people say this protest is long overdue. But then
that sounds
again,
a bit scary.
But these are opinions of, you know, Nigerians following the increase in, you know, food items and essentials, basically. But the fact that, you know, the government is saying that Peter Obi is accusing, you know, Peter Obi of allegedly, you know, wanting to
incite citizens,
incite Nigerians to, you know, come out for the protest is what we are debating about, what you're still talking about. But so far, do you think that this protest is necessary?
Here's what I think. First, let's understand the fundamentals. People have the right to protest. That's a given, all right? Whether it's Nigerian laws, whether it's the UN Human Rights Charter, or even the Africa Charter, I mean, people have the right to protest. However, we must learn to stick with the rules of engagement, all right? You can't say because you're protesting, you're causing other people inconveniences, you're causing them discomfort, because where your rights stop, that's where someone else's begin. So we've got to understand all of that. Government has a legitimate concern to say we don't want the protest hijacked. But then at that point, government also has a responsibility to ensure that the security agencies, whether it's the DSS, the police, the NSCDC, provide cover for the protesters while also ensuring that criminal elements don't exploit the situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think this is where we call it a wrap on Global Morning. It's been an interesting ride from topical conversations on the front pages of the newspaper. Do make it a date with us tomorrow, where we'll bring you interesting conversations as well. Do not forget that we're on DSTV channel 365, and you can follow us at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. From myself, Queen Agaba, and my colleague Uyi Agumfuegwe, do have a beautiful start of the week. See you tomorrow.
Global television is people's television. It's for the people. They focus on the contents of deliverables.
Watching Global Television, channel 365 on your DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. Hey!
This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, the station to watch for your news and current affairs. This is Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV, a station to watch for current affairs and other societal news. Keep watching live.
Watching Global TV on DSTV channel 365, where don't touch it now, just watch.
This is Global TV. Keep watching on channel 365 on DSTV station and listening to the latest updates